Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the American Tier 6 Premium Light Tank, the Rover 237. Now this is a tank that is basically the American Tier 6 Tech Tree T37, but better. And it's obviously a premium version that's usable, that was one of the Lunar Chaffies, basically. If you remember the Lunar Chaffee game mode from a very long time ago, it's actually one of the first videos on the channel. This is it, but the premium version that we could use, and it's basically just a better T37 because it's got better view range, better DPM ever so slightly, better top speed, concealment's about the same. It's just generally better. Its gun is just a little bit less accurate, and that's really the only difference. The tank is really good, and you'll actually be able to earn this tank in the Kinetic Fury Season Pass in the 2000 Gold Pass. Now that 2000 Gold Pass is well worth getting because you get like this, the T26E5, that Object 752. For 2000 gold you get a lot with it, and it's a really good pass to have, and you can earn some really good tanks. So the T26E5 is just a brilliant tank. There was a video on it a couple of days ago, or a couple of weeks ago. And then you've got this tank, and this tank is fantastic. It's a fantastic little Tier 6 light. It's a lot of fun. It's a good little Tier 6 light actually to learn how to kind of play the more active light tanks as well properly. So in terms of the crew that I run on this tank, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Run and Gun, Steady Aim, Trap Mechanic, Camouflage Expertise, and Muffled Shot. Now I run the camo perks because it's a light tank, you want to have as good a camo as possible. I run the gun perks because, well, you want Run and Gun to make yourself a little bit better shooting on the move because, well, you're going to fire on the move a little bit in this tank because it's just the way it plays. And Steady Aim, obviously, you want to make it 10% more accurate because the gun is 0.42 accuracy, and it's not the best when you're stationary, so you want to make it as good as possible. In terms of the equipment that I run on the tank, I run the camo net, vert stabs, and optics. Now you might be going, no gun rammer. No, because have you seen how fast this gun fires? It's like 2.8 seconds. That's fantastic. It really doesn't need the rammer. If I can make my camo better by running the camo net instead of a rammer, that's just what I'll do. And you want to run vert stabs because you want to make the gun 20% more accurate, because that's just what you want to be doing. Because like I say, it's really inaccurate as it is. So if you can make it 20% better, brilliant. And optics because you are a light tank, and you know the whole point is you're a scout. You go scouting, so you want to have as good a view range as possible. But yeah, this light tank is a fantastic light tank. It's a hell of a lot of fun, and I can't believe they're giving it away for free. It's, you know, it basically makes the Super Chaffee that came out a little bit redundant because it's just a slightly better version of that. So on this game, on Highway, this is quite an old replay, as you can tell. I mean, I don't really play the Rover all that much. This is actually from not long after 6.0 came out, after they fixed that awful bug where the line of sight was a thing, but we've still got the really crappy HUD. So we've still got the map in the top left corner and no HP bars and all that good stuff. And we're just on Highway, spotting up these ridge lines, and as you can see, it's being very good for us. We're up to 6.2k spotting, 1000 damage, so the damage isn't like all that amazing, but 6.3k spotting. This is a Tier 6 light tank, by the way, and we're just going to keep trying to run this ridge line and keep things lit up. Now this Type 58 is moving, and I'm thinking, right, I kind of want to not get YOLO'd by this guy, but get up into a position to get shots at him. So I'm just keeping moving, keeping auto aimed on him while I keep moving around, because it's one of those things, you know, sitting stationary is the death of a tank sometimes, and it's the death of a light tank trying to aim. So we're just going to keep moving. We're going to keep ourselves running up and down the ridgeline. We're not going to go too far yet, but now there's only two tanks left. It's this T32 who just gets shut down, and the artillery, and we're up to 7.6k spotting and 1168 damage. We have a feeling we know where the artillery is. There it is. It's a jumbo, but he gets done before we get there. But that was a really nice game for the Rover. That's 7.6k damage, 1,100 damage. Epic victory. There we go, the 0 kills will come top of the team. 1,168 damage, 7,600 assisters. There we go. So that's 8.8k combined. And that's a patrol duty, Confederate, Scout, medal for spotting 9 tanks. 8.8k combined for a tier 6 light tank. That's not too bad. 2.8k base, 2.2k base, 2086 base. There we go. We'll get there in the end. It's mad that 2k base in a tier 6 is only a first class. It kind of shows just how good the tank is, honestly, that you have to put so much in to get an ace tanker in this tank. Yeah, I think the ace tanker when I got one last was like 2.4k or 2.5k base XP. Yeah, that is generally the sign of a very, very good tank. Because generally this tank is actually really good at shooting on the move. And the fact that it's 5 kilometers an hour faster than the T-37, and it's got the engine power to hit that 7T, and let's say the gun handling on the move is actually pretty decent, especially in 6.0 world, where you just put a gun stabilizer on it, you put the run and gun, the steady aim and that, and you're basically, number one, you're 30% more accurate just with the steady aim skill and the vert stabs, and then you add in run and gun where it makes you 10% more accurate on the move as well. Means you basically roundabouts 40% more accurate while you're on the move. Near enough. And this tank is really good at shooting on the move. As you've seen in the last replay, we hit most of our shots on the move. And you're going to see it again in this game. We're going to play very actively because that's what this tank does. And we're on Vineyards and we've come to this little spot here, which is a spot that I like to take up because you can get good spots out on the people crossing the K-line. If you've got people sitting behind you like I have, like I've got Lee in his Brumbar sat behind, if they go along the K-line and I keep them spotted, they're going to get shot up and they're going to give me assisted for it, which is quite nice. So we're just trying to pen this ARL, and this is one drawback of the light tank, which is obviously, well, it's a light tank, it's going to have lower pen. It's got 130 base pen, and we are really struggling with the pen that ARL 44 in the front. He's stock as well, you can tell because his turret is really weird. It's really rounded, actually, which is the difference between the fully upgraded and the stock one. But the ARL is actually pretty well armoured, which means we're just going to struggle to pen him. But he's got, like I said, the stock turret, and you could tell, and that meant we could pen the cupola. He gets shut down. We get lucky that we bounced the VK3601H there. But he's actually using the dirt gun. If you see what we blocked 350 damage. That tells me he's got the dirt gun, and he was firing AP, which means he's only got 64 pen. Now, I'm a light tank, right? I've only got like 30mm of armour. But the way I was angled, at that extreme angle, meant that he still bounced on me. And we're going to go in on this guy. He's just fired and missed, which means we know that we've got a good lot of time to get some shots in. We're unfortunately bouncing here with our 130 pen. It's 160 on the APCR, by the way. And we're just going to go to town on this guy. We're going to try and keep ourselves ahead of his gun. He makes the mistake of trying to auto-aim at us and fire rather than trying to get ahead of us, and we shut him down. Now, that guy could have done a little bit better again. Obviously, he's running the dirt gun, right, which is deadly to us, so we didn't want to get hit by that. And he could have played that a little bit better because he just drove in a straight line the entire time. If he just stopped still and then turned his tank and his turret at the same time, he probably would have been able to just about keep up with us, because our turning circle meant that we were taking a really wide arc, and that's where you see he got the gun back on target on us, but because he was auto-aim, the shot went behind us, especially with the fact that the dirt gun's got a slow velocity. And that's one thing you always want to do when you try and take on light tanks, especially like this lower tier as well, is that if they start to circle you, just turn your tracks, well, basically turn your hull and your turret the same way, and you'll catch up to them pretty much most of the time, unless it's a turretless or a turreted tank destroyer, and it's got extremely slow turret traverse. So right here, I'm decided, you know what, I'm just going to go full YOLO. We're going to light up their TD ridge, and it's going to feed us a lot of assistance. We've got 1,400 assisted out of this little nice run. And we're up 1,600 damage, 1,500 assisted, 3k combined. And now I've got the hit points. I know I can take a hit from this SU. And I'm thinking, well, it's a turretless tank destroyer. I should be able to finish it off before he gets his gun back round on us. Unfortunately, we bounced one off his gun manlet, but we do get another shot into him, but somebody else finishes him off. And now we've got 3 tanks left. It's an Object 244, which we get a nice shot on the move into his side. Sets him on fire. Beautiful. There's this T-67 here. We get another shot into him on the move. Unfortunately, we hit the side, really well-angled side of the T-44 there, bounce, get another shot into the back of his turret on the move, and now we're just going to aim the final shots into his back because, well, he's the last tank alive. And we finished that game with another nice tally for a tier 6 light tank, and that is the epic victory. 3 kills, 2.7k damage nearly, 1,693 assisted, that's 4 point something k combined. Patrol duty, scout medal, high caliber, first class, and it's a first class for 2k base. Again, like I say, the base XP to get an ace tanker in this tank is very, very high. But it's a very, very good tank, and you're all going to be earning it for free if you've got the season pass, and you're going to love it. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!